There is a few types of Visual Basic .NET application, which is web services and components. Is the meaning of web services? It is a technology framework that allows machine-to-machine interaction over network. It communicates with XML, which is Extensible Markup Language. It not tied to any operating system or programming language. There are two types of users in web service, which is reusable application components and connect existing software. These are the components of web services. All standard web services work using these components, which are UDDI, which stands for Universal Description, Discovery and Integration. Secondly, SOAP, which stands for Simple Object Access Protocol. And lastly is WSDL, Web Services Description Language. These are the reasons why we need web services. Firstly, because any application made with PHP, C++, VB or CHTAG must adhere to a set of standard protocols for sharing and accessing data. Secondly, with this way, two programs can be accessed each other regardless of the operating system or database. And lastly, this feature is called Service-Oriented Architecture, SOA. Now let's move to the next subtopic, which is components.
What is a .NET component? It is a special type of executable built from a .NET project. In .NET web environments, components run on web server and provide data and other services such as security and communication. The components interface consists of a number of properties, methods, and events that are exposed by classes contents within the components. There are 6 components of .NET Framework. Firstly, C++, secondly, VB, thirdly, CHTAG, fourth, CLS, fifth, FCL, lastly, CLR. These are the explanation for components of .NET Framework. Firstly, CLS stands for Common Language Specification. Microsoft has defined CLS, which are nothing but guidelines that language to follow so that it can communicate with others. Secondly, it describes the minimal and complete set of features to produce code that can be hosted by CNR. Lastly, it ensures that product of compilers will work properly in .NET environment. Secondly, FCL stands for Framework Class Library. It also called as Base Class Library. It is common for all other languages in .NET. Lastly, Windows Application Console application are different type of application that can make use of BCL. Lastly, CLR stands for Common Language Runtime. .NET provide runtime environment called CLR. CLR offers support for thread management as well as memory management. Lastly, CLR allocates the memory for scope and deallocate the memory if the scope is complete.